name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell, so you're notified when new videos drop. So there are different signs in the world that you may be a twat, right? There are different signs in the world that you indeed may be a massive twat. So one of those signs is somebody who is unbelievably, what's the word, unknowledgeable, has no knowledge of the subject of which they pontificate on a lot, right? And they legitimately don't. They really don't know much about it at all. When they call you out as being a bit of a twat, it's not good. It's not, I mean, you might well say, well, they don't know what to talk about. However little they know what they're talking about, they know far more than the person they are talking about. So what am I talking about? Really, that's the question. Screenrant, those lovely little scaps at Screenrant. So Screenrant is just an incredible website where again, any knowledge or understanding about what you're writing about is just not needed whatsoever. They do articles on Doctor Who all the time, and it's so clear. They've never watched that. They really have no idea. It's incredible. I did a video about them, was it about a week or so ago, maybe a few days ago, I can't remember. There's so many of them, you know, it's hard to keep up. When they were convinced, I'm telling you, convinced beyond convinced that Harry Potter and Doctor Who are in the same universes. Is it because they all have English accents? Like, to Americans, it all just sounds like that. And then, well, it sounds like that. It sounds like they must be the same. I guess EastEnders is in the same universe as well. I mean, legitimately, it is with dimensions in time, right? So, I don't know. But so this organization, Screenrant, this website, Screenrant, massive ignoramuses, though they are massive ignoramuses. Even they know that Piers Wenger, the person very, very powerfully in charge of Doctor Who, I would say, if this was 1963, he's more of the Sidney Newman role, right? He's very, very in charge of Doctor Who, and I think very responsible for it being so bad over, I'm going to say, the last 3 years, but I think he really hampered Capaldi's run in a major way as well. Piers Wenger, of course, upper class twat, right? Like straight out of Oxbridge. You know, it's incredible. All these people are always constantly banging on about, we need inclusivity and diversity. Have no interest in inclusivity and diversity ever coming to them. In fact, they think if they can scream about it as loud as possible, it will never come to them. And it will never come to them because they're in power, right? They're in power. And oh boy, where their power has led to, right? Where their power has led to with Doctor Who, not that good. So anyway, Piers Wenger is a twat, upper class twat, and he says something really stupid about Doctor Who. So stupid that the utter ignoramuses that are Screenrant said, wait, what? So that's what we're going to be reading in a second. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, all those things are fan-dabby, double dozy. Thank you very much. I'm very, very excited. And by the way, I have to tell you, when I just said fan-dabby, I raised my voice a bit. All my kids are living on, all my kids. 3 out of 4 of my kids are living at home, and they're all grown up. They're all old now, right? They're like 20 to 25, right? And honestly, the 25-year-old, can you try and date and get married? I mean, like, I'm sorry to be a bit of a yenta here on my YouTube, but for God's sake, like, it's incredible. Here's the mistake my generation has made. We made the homes too great for our kids, and they never want to get leave. Right? I mean, add into this generation just doesn't want to go and interact with people. Yeah, they're all living at home now. My other daughter is working from home. She was just released from the army, and in the army, she was on the one of the Corona task force that like follow up on people who should be in what's it called, isolation. Is that what that should go in lockdown? And she, like, anybody's been infected, they call them up, or been next to somebody, whatever, I don't even know. So anyway, she left the army, now she's a private contractor, being paid quite a lot more money to do the same thing, but she's working from home. So she said to me, is it possible when you make your videos, could you not shout so much? I'm like, no. No, this is my place, right? This is my house, right? If you don't like the way it is running, go and rent yourself an office. I got mine here, okay? So, living rent-free, by the way. Bloody hell. What makes it really bad? Okay, and this is what makes it really bad is up until a few weeks ago, we were empty nesters. Like all our kids, like one kid was in university, two kids were in the army, another kid's in a school like down in the middle of nowhere, who's now moved to like Mr. the most stoner rabbinical academy possible. If you didn't know those things existed, yes, you can get stoner rabbinical academies. That's basically where he is right now. But he's the only one not at home, and he's okay. He's quiet. But the car, there's like having three big kids there. It's not fun. It's not fun. It's not funny. However, they did buy us dinner. Perhaps one of the best dinners I've ever had. It's been a lot. I haven't been out to eat since Corona, right? Good couple of years, and we went out to this place, Bistro 56. You ever come to Israel? Go to Herzliya Marina. There's an incredible restaurant there called Bistro 56. Oh, it's so good. It is. I had perhaps one of the best steaks I've ever had in my life. It was so. At least my kids bought me that for my anniversary. So that swings the roundabouts. Okay, but anyway, I digress. Fandabby Double Dozy. That's where I was. Fandabby Double Dozy. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think, and go check out my Indiegogo. Let me just open up. Now, this will be. This is wrapping up, and I actually have some reasonable confidence about that now. All the files are done. I just got to download the backers data from Indiegogo and make sure I print enough copies. So that's really but I got to collate, or I got to do a bunch of paperwork. But anyway, these are ready to go. What is ready to go? We have two awesome comic books. We have biblical, Bible stories, aces, graces, rashes, rogues. I wrote and drew this. I would say in all humility, a masterwork. So it's like, how long is it? I was saying 220 pages, but it turned out to be longer. It's like 240 or something. I can't remember. It's a real thick volume. Again, I wrote and drew this very, very biblically accurate. No preaching in it whatsoever, in my opinion, and I really don't think there is, right? Like if you don't think there's any preaching, I talk a lot about religion and my personal beliefs on this channel. I don't think I'm preaching. I'm just telling you what I think. So anyway, but this isn't even that. This is I think, a really interesting story, right? So you got that one. You got this book, The Imperium, a love letter to telefans in the 1960s. Doctor Who, Emma Pill, James Bond, The Black Staff from 2001, and a monkey in a spacesuit. Bit of Prisoner, bit of Thunderbirds. It's all there, baby. This is like 120 plus pages long now, and you get like a bunch of extras. You're going to get this poster, A2 poster, 18 by 24. You're going to get, I think I'm going to throw in another poster as well. Maybe this one, or this. Look, I mean, logistically, if I can work out a way of just giving you the one you want, that's totally what I'll do. And also you get these postcards for the mail game. So these are the files I finished off yesterday. I'm ready to submit the order, and I tell you, I use Mixam. Their customer service has been unbelievable. I haven't given them a penny yet, and they've just been unbelievably good. So anyway, if you want this, the extras are only going to be available on this campaign. If you want them, it's now or never, baby. Now or never. Go check it out. You can buy the extras on their own, or you can buy the books, which is kind of what I prefer. I really just want you to read my comics. For that reason, as soon as this is done, I'm launching my Substack, which is basically a email list. But you're going to get free I'm ordering a free one. Awesome comics. I got a ton. I got about a year's worth of incredible content. I'm just going to give you guys for free, and then if it works out well, we'll do a paid tier and do new stuff on it. Anyway, I digress. Let's look at a bit of Screenrant, and we'll look at them laugh at Piers Wenger. Doctor Who doesn't need radical change after Jodie Whittaker leaves. One could say it does need radical change in that Jodie Whittaker radically changed it. Well, Chris Chibnall, Jodie Whittaker radically changed it to be radically unsuccessful, right? Like be breathtakingly unsuccessful. So that's one radical change. And I think the reason it is radically unsuccessful is because it's not very good. The stories are not very entertaining. It's not very engaging. It's really about preaching that women are people too, while diminishing women at the same time. It's like it's basically a checkbox, a TV show. And now the BBC are saying, oh, yeah, we're going to increase the license because all of you are saying we don't want to, we don't want it anymore. So the 20 of you left are going to pay about 12 million a year. Okay, if the BBC really wants to radically change Doctor Who after Jodie Whittaker and Christian leaves, they should do so by returning to its roots. So that's what Chibnall kept saying. Oh, well, we're returning to our roots. Oh, yeah, just like the beer, we're returning to our roots. We're not having a cold opening. No, we're returning to our roots. No, returning to your roots for Christian was making shit. Making everything about it. And yes, you did return to its roots in some aspects. You went pretty far from the roots, and you made the Doctor a bumbling buffoon conformist, right? The opposite of the Doctor. Not very good, not very good. But yeah, Yaz is very happy there. She's like, oh, I'm alone on the TARDIS. Gonna get a bit of scissoring going on. There we go. That's so coming, isn't it? That's so coming. The Phasmin in season 3. I mean, I hope there's enough time in the 6 episodes to do a bit of lip locking with Jodie Whittaker and Yaz, whatever her name is, Mandip Gill. Not particularly because it'll turn me on, and quite frankly, the idea Jodie Whittaker's Doctor Who has been so awful. It actually turns me off thinking of her in any situation. I'm like, ew, doesn't really work for me. No, but because I just want it to be as awful as it possibly could be. I mean, and I really do want that because I think it'll be funny. Because I think it'll just more. And the more that publicly disassociates herself from Doctor Who, the happier I am. When Jodie Whittaker's 13th Doctor takes a bow, and why would you be bowing? I think Moore takes a dump and leaves. Takes a bow next year. Doctor Who need not implement radical change, and the BBC director of drama, Piers Wenger, should know that. But he's a moron. He's an upper-class twit. I mean, do you ever seen the Monty Python sketch, Upper-Class Twit of the Year? Go and look at that on YouTube after you finish with this. Like, that's who he is. He's somebody with no life experience who is massively screwed up, just pretending he's doing fine. He's doing the greatest, best job ever. I mean, honestly, and look, if you're watching this in the future, I'm recording this on September 1st, 2021. It's just after Joe Biden has absolutely destroyed the United States, like Afghanistan just and he went on TV last night, and I'm not even exaggerating, saying, we've done such a great job. We've done such an incredibly good job. You should be thanking us. Okay, but that's the elites for you. That's where Piers Wenger lives. Yet Wenger, who is in his former capacity as head of drama at BBC Wales, served as executive producer for Doctor Who, said recently at the Edinburgh Film Festival via Elliot Gonzalez, in a series known for shaking things. Oh man, what's up with this? Hang on. I can go that way, but I can't go back this way. Wait. I got to do this now. Now I do that. There you go. In a series known for shaking things up, every time a new showrunner takes the helm, a doctor regenerates or an unaware companion stumbles into the deceptive police box doors. Change is a constant theme. It doesn't require reinventing. Well, firstly, I have to say they're actually saying something correct. The one awful soundbite that they keep reiterating over and over again. People who love this series is, "Well, Doctor's always all been about change." No, it hasn't. Change has been built into its DNA. It's not about change, right? I would say Sandman is a story about stories, right? It's about that's the subject. The subject of Doctor Who is not change. It's something that's built into its DNA. So finally, somebody actually says it correctly. So it doesn't require reinventing the wheel. Well, it does require it for Piers Wenger. Because Piers Wenger's going to say, listen, we did Doctor Who the same way we always did Doctor Who, but it failed. And what we did in Doctor Who was fantastic. It was stunning. It was brave. He's actually said it's editorially in the best place it's ever been, or editorially in a very strong position. But must be the public have just moved on. So we've got to reinvent it, because otherwise it's my fault why it's screwed up. Piers, it's your fault. How do we know it's your fault? Because you're an upper-class twat. That's why. I mean, really? That's all. Yeah, it's all the information you need to know on this one. Doctor Who first premiered on the BBC in 1963 and follows the adventures of a mysterious traveller called the Doctor with their trusty TARDIS who fancies exploring everything in the universe that ever happened or ever will. And now you're getting more into Matt Smith territory, aren't you? Typically alongside him is human friends, eager to be shown the marvels and just as frequently the dangers of existence. That's something I would say is much more about Doctor Who, right? About that connection, about that relationship, about the Doctor's relationship with people, with humanity, with but it's a very like warm, it's a very humanistic relationship, right? And also they make the Doctor like not a flawless character, which really helps, right? Apart from the latest one, who they made flawless and boring, right? It's okay. I was in Frequent Dangers of Existence. The Doctor is a Time Lord from the planet from the cat planet Gallifrey, used to be, who has the ability to cheat death by regenerating an entirely new body when age or injury warrants it. A feature that has allowed many actors to portray the role. Jodie Whittaker, the first woman, stunning and brave, ever to play a Doctor, has been announced as stepping down alongside showrunner Chris Chibnall, creating intense speculation about the show's future. I think it's creating intense speculation about the show's present, quite frankly. I mean, like, were they fired? Almost certainly. I mean, really, nobody fails at this level without there being any... Well, I say that, but then again, I look at Biden. Right, look at the CNN. Well, I guess they've lost most of their ratings. The whole news industry is imploding upon imploding and firing people left, right, and center. Yeah, but again, Biden seems to have absolutely no consequence, right? Like the worst foreign embarrassment ever to happen to America. Creating intense speculation about the show's future. Okay. The only radical shake-up ever needed was in 1966 when the Doctor introduced the concept of regeneration as a risky solution to continuing the show. First Doctor without its star. First Doctor William Hartnell wasn't continuing with this without with a different star. I've always thought, by the way, do you remember in the 90s, my son, my younger son, the one who's not living here, mwah, we should get more of them. My younger son, who's in the Stoner Rabbinical said, he's in a Stoner Rabbinical Academy. That's the local mafia. Really likes the chief rabbi of this place. Like, really, just adores him. And so there was a wake, like a Jewish wake called a shiva, when one of the mafia bosses got bumped off by another like mafia guy, right? And so they got the rabbinical students from the Stoner Rabbinical Academy to come, because you need a quorum of 10 people to do the services. And my son was there until he walked in there, and he said, and again, I want to reiterate, he's in a Stoner Academy when he said this, right? He said, I've not smelled so much weed in my life. Okay. So I don't remember how I got on that tangent, but yeah, the gamble paid off, and the series amassed 26 seasons and 70 incarnations of the Doctor before ending its run in 1989. The current 2005 revival can certainly claim a significant departure from the production values and narrative structure of the original, but those were more modern updates to an aging franchise than radical change. Yeah, Russell T Davies, and it's really worth going. Like I made up all my own DVDs when Doctor Who came back, so I got every interview that Russell T Davies gave. And there's so much great stuff, but the basic idea he went to is like, we're trying to find what is core Doctor Who, like the absolute essence of Doctor Who, and then we're going to marry it with in a modern television landscape, right? And that's essentially what they did. They adjusted over the next few years, but that's going to the core. So much so, and I think this is. Do I have one of these available I can show you? No, they're up there. When they remade the Daleks, when they redesigned the Daleks, I think Mike Tucker was somebody working. They Russell T Davies said, "Oh, we want the skirt to be 2 inches wider." Like just that kind of pinpoint detail, showing you what the essence of the. I mean, that's really incredible. Right, and so it wasn't radical change. It was going to be exactly what it was. And if you look at the marketing for it, there was a lot of marketing for it, but the final marketing was very simple. It was Christopher Eccleston and Rose and Billy Piper as Rose in a very like idealized portrait. It was very photoshopped, right? It was very, but it was very simple, right? Because at that point, that's what it is. They got down to say the simplicity of it. Basically, if you wanted to explain the that first Russell Lee Davies series, it's that there's a scene where the Doctor holds his hands out to Rose and they go running up to the London Eye, right? That connection when the hands join, that is the pure Doctor, and that is the relationship to humanity, to the outside world, to companions. The companions are basically, other than being our eyes into Doctor Who, our eyes into the world, but also Doctor's connection to humanity. And that's why I think it's really worked so much throughout time. You know, you got Fourth Doctor with Sarah Jane, you got the Seventh Doctor with Ace. It's always about this alien guy connection to humanity through this incredible relationship he has with his companions, right? And that I think sounds reasonably core, not cure. Revival can certainly claim significant departure from the blah, 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 but those are more modern updates to an aging franchise and radical change. And the implementation of a gender and racial diversity to the lead role was a necessary acknowledgement that society has evolved since the 1960s. But it wasn't that. The implementation of gender and racial diversity to the lead role. There's no racial diversity to the lead role. I mean, if you unless you count Dr. Joe. But yes, society has evolved and moved on since the 1960s. It wouldn't be in any way appropriate to have Weng Chiang played by anything other than an Asian person, right? In 1977, weren't so many actors they could call on, and so essentially they played it in Yellowface, which was completely socially acceptable of the time, and I don't think it's something that people should be, wagging fingers. So yes, look, the racial makeup of the UK has changed, as has gender roles. I would say that's why I thought a woman could play the Doctor. I got so much egg on my face because I really thought, I had no idea it would be so bad, right? But I really genuinely thought. But the trouble was they didn't make Doctor Who. They made boring lecturing pap. Right, look, I don't mind there being a black Doctor Who. I don't see it as an issue, right? The name being floated out was Daniel Kaluuya. I can't remember how to pronounce his last name. It'll be great. John Boyega will be great. But it's just not even on my radar as something to give a shit about. Like, I always thought Patterson Joseph would have been a great day. He very nearly was the 11th Doctor instead of Matt Smith. But it's just not really think about it. And I think it's so demeaning and belittling to people of minorities to say they can't relate to something unless they see themselves reflected totally. Again, I've said this maybe 10,000 times on this channel. I've never seen Doctor Who be a fat Jew before, right? Never seen that go down. Doesn't really bother me, right? It doesn't mean like, oh no, I must be different and therefore bad. Yeah, I am different, but it's good to be different. See, again, that was something Doctor Who could have done before Jodie Whittaker, right? There was to celebrate your differences, to celebrate your failures. I mean, there was a great line in Robots of Death when Tom Baker is talking to D-84, the robot, when he realized he screwed up and said, I have failed. And then Tom Baker says, yes, but failure is one of the basic freedoms. Congratulations. And then, so glorious, Jodie Whittaker can't do that. That'd be insane. Radical action. What's truly radical is Doctor Who has remained the same no matter who steered the ship of behind the scenes until now, which is why it died, right? The Doctor has been portrayed in varying ways. Sometimes a dashing, often arrogant, always resourceful, but never apathetic. You don't mean no, never apathetic. Okay, never like he doesn't really give a shit, right? Okay, let's just look at. Let's do the have a quick look at the. We'll go over here. Definition. Showing or feeling no interest or concern. Well, I don't really. Okay, but why are they saying that now? Never. What was it? Was it apathetic? That's because at the core of Doctor Who, even Jodie Whittaker wouldn't call her apathetic, just useless. The core of Doctor Who is a classic adventure series about a wanderer who refuses to sit idly by while the powerful prey on the weak. Yes, exactly. Oh, okay. This guy really nailing it. It's the reason why the TARDIS crew can't help but get involved in local affairs. And yeah, the best way of Doctor Who's story starting up, they come out of the TARDIS and, you know, he says to one guy, you run that way, I'll run this way. Ah! You know, and then I do like the Troughton stories. What do you want me to tell you? I am a bit obsessed right now because I recently watched Web of Fear with the terrible animation they added onto the Blu-ray. But man, is that a good story. Oh, I love that story. It's really, really, really good. If you haven't got it, I really recommend it. Yeah, terrible animation notwithstanding. It's the reason why TARDIS go home and get involved in local affairs. Everywhere they land, and so it happens to be the most relatable part of the science fiction series centered around time travel bug-eyed monsters and a gender-fluid alien. Wasn't gender fluid until 5 years ago, until Piers sodding idiot Wenger, right? And don't get me wrong, Michelle Gomez as Missy, freaking awesome. I mean, I think she's one of the best masters ever. I mean, she really made me believe that was the same character as Roger Delgado as Anti-Alien. That really, really, really worked. But, you know, when they did that, Capaldi's doctor didn't recognize her because she gender swapped, right? And then it was never, but then by next year, you had the Time Lord General regenerating into old white man regenerating into Talai Miller, a black woman, and go, oh, thank God, and like just dissing, man. I'm like, it's not funny anymore, right? It was never. You had a bit of an upgrade, you know. When you've screwed up as much as that, you don't have room for levity, right? And then at that point, it had always been that way on Gallifrey. It had never been that the Doctor wasn't gender or Gallifreyans weren't gender fluid. No, again, I can remember. I have all the DVDs, you moron. I have every episode. I've seen them all more. I know what used to happen. Oh. Yeah, and it's not like it was a clever addition to Doctor Who lore. Like, I would say the Deadly Assassin is that. Deadly Assassin or Day of the Doctor, the addition of the War Doctor or the redefinition of Gallifreyan society. I don't think either of those things contradicted anything that went before. It added in new layers. But yeah, gender fluidity, it did contradict it because it was the cause du jour, right? It's the cause that they all liked that day. A gender fluid change of faces and personality every few years doesn't change personality. If the BBC really wants to change Doctor Who, they should do so by returning to its roots. Good plan. Doctor Who is just as much about the Doctor's travel companions as it, and it's easy to see how the idea has been lost over the years. Russell T Davies here is focused on the companion's experience and resulting in transforming personalities. So what they really did with the companion, right? His idea with that was to make them real people, like to give them real lives. Like, it was always weird that Perry, like, what was Perry's like background? Like, is like her mother rich? Like she's a botanist. Like, and suddenly, I'm just gonna go and never show up again. Like Rose had a mum, she had a boyfriend, she had a lot, and that was brilliant. That was an incredible addition, Doctor Who. Same thing with Martha, same thing with Donna, and yeah, that I think that became a central part of revived Doctor Who. That the characters were played to be real, or written to be real. Stephen Moffat shifted the paradigm to create a mystery and a companion that needed solving, but again, made the companion into, even though it was a bit more stylized, made the companion into real people. Until I think we got to Clara. Who was just too good to be true, right? Too twinkly, right? Chibnall, for whom much went wrong, that's true, then said the mystery and the Doctor themselves while losing the evolution of the companions almost entirely. Yeah, because he can't write character, right? Like, want to do character development for Yaz, I'm going to put it all in episode 17, 2 years in. Like, everything, not going to seed it, just going to go, well, straight there. But Doctor Who at its best is told through the fish out eyes fish out of water eyes of ordinary humans being whisked away in an unexpected journey into the fantastic unknown. I agree with that. I do agree with that, and I think when the companion becomes too comfortable, too used to the incredible world of Doctor Who, I think it's time for them to move on, quite frankly, right? I think that's basically, time's up at that point. How much longer has it got? Okay, we're on the last paragraph. There you go. The relatability of wanting to escape the doldrums of daily existence for the adventure of a lifetime, added to the simplicity of Doctor's motivation to help others escape oppression, is the essential formula. And it's actually written in Russell T Davies' script, right? When Eccleston's Doctor comes back again. And by the way, right at the end of Rose, where he says, do you want to come with me? So this thing travels, goes anywhere in space. And she says, nah, I got to stay and look after Mickey. I can't do that. He says, okay, then. You can see he was hurt, right? You can see, oh, man. It was just such a great piece of writing, great piece of TV. But another great piece, I'm sorry for the aside, but another great piece of writing there was when Rose first went into the TARDIS for the first time, and she experienced bigger on the inside, and she was like, what's going on? I said, are you an alien? And he goes, yeah, I am. And she starts to cry, and it was brilliant. Not because she was scared. It's so freaking human. Oh, man, I was thinking. Anyway, so he also travels in time, and he vanishes. By the way, all the Big Finish stuff that they're doing there should be in that gap right here, because it comes right back, right? It should be in that gap. And he says, there also travels in time as well. The script says she runs into the TARDIS, into adventure, right? Which is just fantastic. It lifts you up. And the relatability one is about the doldrums of daily existence, which they fantastically juxtapose in Parting of the Ways, right? When he sends Rose back. And again, so great. It was so great when he closes the door and she goes and you get his little hologram message. Again, for me, prime Doctor. Wonderful, absolutely wonderful. But then she's stuck in the fried chicken shop, and everything's a bit grey and a bit muted, right? Yes, want to explain the doldrums. I agree with you completely. To escape oppression is the essential form that's given way to the most successful given way to one of the most successful franchises in TV history. Listen. If something you have is failing, if you have a franchise that says Star Trek, right, Star Wars, DC Comics, Marvel, if you have a franchise that is failing, go to the MCU, right? MCU. Go to the DNA of what made it great. And that's what you want, right? That is exactly what you want. If the creators behind the 14th Doctor focus less on convoluted sci-fi explanations and more on personal relationships, well, I would say Moffat really didn't, Russell Davies didn't focus on convoluted science fiction explanations. Captain Jack was originally called Captain Jack JAX, but Russell T Davies said, no, that sounds too science fiction-y, and the normies won't be able to get it. There'll just be a block, right? Let's call him Captain Jack, right? And wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. This is the Doctor, right? What's he doing saying such stupid stuff? In fact, that's what the War Doctor says, like wibbly, because to him it's all stupid, right? He's dumbing everything down. But getting caught in technobabble was a mistake. Yeah, listen, one of the biggest mistakes of Doctor Who getting caught in technobabble. Watch Trial of the Time Lord, the denouement one, the Valiant unveils his ghastly plan to create a megabyte modem. God, so bad. It's so bad. Like that was a cool thing in 1983. That was something of the future. And more on personal relationships, character evolutions, maybe a bit of story, action adventure elements with an unconnected showrunner. Doctor Who can right its missteps and rise to new heights. Saying unconnected showrunner, I think you're saying the same thing as Piers Wenger. We need to reboot hard. But Piers Wenger doesn't know how to reboot, and he doesn't want to have egg on his face. That's the thing. And is he willing to give up the diversity, inclusivity? Probably not. Listen. I think, honestly, to please all camps, and I don't like saying this, make sure you have a black actor to play the Doctor, because that gives you the most choices of people who could do a really good job, right? You could go for a black woman, but you're going against type, and it's just failed so hard. That's the thing. It has failed so incredibly hard. I just don't think it's the time to go back to that, right? It's maybe radical change, change it back to what it was. Maybe it's talking about radical change. They're just going to retcon the whole thing. Maybe, probably not. Regardless to any upcoming aesthetics on screen or off screen, Doctor Who will continue to be continue as an escapist fantasy adventure series, which it isn't now. It's dour, boring, lecturing TV. Forever, championing the importance of moving forward, never giving up, and always refusing to turn a blind eye. I tell you, all these attitudes, right? I take from Doctor Who. I do in my real life. Boy, has that got me in trouble, right? Always refusing to turn a blind eye. That always gets me in trouble. And people look at me like, you're great. Like, I'm a religious guy, right? And I see something going on that I think is a counter to our religion. Right? I live in a religious community, right? And so I say, well, we shouldn't be do that. People look at me sometimes and go, what? You believe this stuff? No, you really believe this all? I mean, yes, actually I do. Don't turn a blind eye. That's pretty radical. I have to say, I agree. I do agree. Look at that. Mark this on your calendar. September 1st, 2021, clearly a sign of the upcoming redemption. We call it in Judaism, Geula. The upcoming redemption. Screenrant wrote a sensical article about Doctor Who. Yes, I know, it actually happened. I'm somewhat amazed as well. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe. And ring the little bell, so you are notified when new videos drop.